save this. Watch this. Halftime. Let's see, what else can we add to this? There you go. That's kind of fun. Now I need the freeze button so I can like call up a whole different set of sounds for a lead sound, you know? What else can we add to this? Let's add a wave sequence. We're gonna make a wave sequence in a minute. Oh, we gotta halftime it. Uh-oh. Let's see what's going on. We got something else happening underneath it. So go here, halftime. There we go. Wants this patch. Now you have to own MegaMagic Harp, MegaMagic keys, and Unichill, I believe, because that's where the drum group came from. But I will give you guys this patch if you want it. The number of you guys that have so many libraries is not even funny. It's crazy. So I share. You know that. How are you doing? Hello. My name's John Limcool. This is our special once a week get together live stream. And we made this patch. Want it now? Hey, Jim. Hug, man. Here. Thank you for all you customers. I give you all hugs. Thank you. Now, say that you don't own MegaMagic keys like Daniela said, right? Hey, Jim. You could use something else. It doesn't have to be that. You could go to the keyboard part. Let me see, where is that at? It's layer 4. Since it's an embedded Unify layer, you could open this up and use any piano patch. I tell you what, it's nice with the felt piano. But I bet you it also sounds like, let's do this. Let's save this as it is. For those of you that want this in its current vibe, because it's really nice. I could play this for hours. Put it to the user library. BPM. What do we call this? Keys? Since it's keyboard oriented. I do it for hours. Trying to make my own patches. Can't get it to work. Oh. Well, let's talk about that. Write a little detail. Don, you can write to us at unifysupport@plugandgoo.com if there's a question you have in specifics. But basically, you just put together whatever you have inside of Unify, right? I started with a patch called White Bunny's Dreaming, and then I added layers. You could go over here and change this to Unify layer, click patches, layer sounds, get to where you have something you like. Right? And then all you do is you go save. I'm going to put this to the user library. You can say new library, or if you have an existing library, or you could save this into any library. It's just, this is going to be a .unify file, whereas all of our libraries are .unf or something like that file. They're protected, they're encrypted, right? But I'm going to say new user library. Thank you, Manuel. Yes, I have. I have sales often because I have over 80 libraries now. So. Hey, Matt, welcome to the stream. Sunset Glow. Okay. I like that name. Sunset Floyd. Because it's got that kind of vibe. I can hear David Gilmour soloing over this. Right? So go save as. Save. So it is now inside of the user library. This is the BPM keys. There it is, Sunset Floyd. Click that and just confirm. It loads everything up and plays. Now, let me write down what we need for this. Fun from scratch patch made in the February 11th live stream. Actually, today is a love stream because, and don't think about that too much. Don't think about too much. But I love all my customers, so I appreciate all of you. And February 14th, Valentine's Day, is 3 days away. So, libraries used. This is MegaMagic Harp, MegaMagic Keys, Unichill, I think were the main libraries used. Replace layers if you don't own a specific one of these libraries. Okay, so let's hit update because I'm updating so it's a BPM, keys, pad, harp, piano, pad, wave sequence, and drum groove. Update, because I just need to update. I've already saved it once. So after you've saved something, all you have to do is hit the update button to update it. Now let me reveal that into the Finder. I'm going to compress this. I'm going to put it onto my special Dropbox where I have freebies, plugging freebies right here. Unify libraries. This is the, let's see, do I have like a live stream? This is February 11th live stream. I have to keep better track. I have so many free things I've made over the years. Copy the link, paste. And I will put that into the chat for this. Free bonus patch made at the start of the live stream. So it's in the video description as well. Now, this has a bonus patch in it. It started with the white bunnies, which is a bonus patch for MegaMagic Heart. I'll show you in a second. Anyway, we were talking about if you don't own MegaMagic Piano, that's layer 4, right? So you can open up this Unify layer and it will pop up. It probably won't even pop up a message of error until you open this up and you open up like a Guru sampler and it says, hey, I don't have these samples. That's when you're going to get the error message. It just won't sound. It won't make any sound. But because this is a Unify layer, if you double click to open this Unify layer, you can navigate to any library. Go to the standard library, go to key and call up the Intimate Grand. I think that would be a similar vibe. Let's try a couple of things. Let's try DI Dreaming. We can add some distortion to this. Let's go distortion. Right? You can use guitar. Right? So that's one possibility. You can go down here to, well, here, let's try it like the 12 string. This would be really pretty. Turn it down just a little bit. Let's try some other things. So you can replace these parts with any patch. Here's Acoustic Intimate. there you go, kind of vibey. Now, in the video description also, I updated, yay, I did it ahead of time, the new Labs. Labs just brought out another free library called Autograph Grand. I believe is the name of it, Autographed Grand right here. So we could call that up. Now, it's a little on the soft side. They didn't optimize it, so you go to Dynamics, put a little Enforcer. It's a little dark, so maybe add a little EQ. Go over here, add a Flex EQ. Say everything from about 55. And if you wanted to get really crazy, because we like to get crazy around here, watch this. Nothing up my sleeves. I'm going to right click on every layer for the top G8. You can control click so they're all question marks. And I'm going to say maybe B. So that way, right? And up high, no sound. So I could go to the standard library, guitars, or actually even better, go to modern cinema. I mean, gosh, you want to rock guitar, here you go. Go guitars. Let's use, yeah, let's just go for the light version of the Cruncher. Load that into a new Unify layer. And let's have that start. And for this, you'd want to like maybe take it down another octave. And you'd want to add a very important thing. Go over to Utility, MIDI Filter. Go to Sustain Pedal and say Suppress, which means Sustain Pedal no longer works. So I can play a chord. I got this big sustain thing happening. Messed up the piano. My mod wheel did something to it. Let's see where it was part 4, right? So let's go to 4. For some reason, Labs they do this sometimes. Now, to make sure Labs doesn't do that again, let's add a MIDI filter right here that says MIDI filter. Ignore MIDI CC1. Yeah, that should be good enough so that it doesn't. Oh. I wonder if there's something up high. That's odd. Anyway, Labs, I'm not responsible for them, so I don't care what's going on there. But anyway, you get the idea. You can replace the parts if you want. Go back to the user library to where we started from, BPM, keys, Sunset Floyd, and enjoy. Yeah, Spitfire audio stuff. Whatever. I don't know what they're doing, but something up on the top notes might have been doing some sort of a key switcher thing. I don't know. I'm not going to put any energy into figuring that out. Anyway, I have a whole lot of really, really fun stuff to show you guys today. Let's see here. I need to check OBS real quick. I've got my camera. I'm too close. Back up. Skip. Back up, man. Come on. And that's a little bit too bright. Let's see here. Where is the bright? Oh, probably from this. There. That's better. Lighting, man. Let me tell you, lighting is what it's all about. And it takes so much work. Ah, my gosh. Okay, so I have been working super hard to bring you guys a pretty amazing update for MegaMagic Harp. I love this library and I'm loving it more and more all the time. Matthias Sauer, who created Unichill, Unilofy, which are incredible libraries, contributed some wonderful patches. I'm going to show you those. Jason Schopfer hit the baseball out of the frickin' park. I know Super Bowl's tomorrow, but this is like World Series baseball stuff he did. He is giving you guys 26 samples from one of his all-time best-selling libraries on his website called Afterglow. It is this library right here. I'll show you in a minute. You're going to be crying because they're so pretty. Let's see here. Turn that off. It's Afterglow, right? Right here on the RockyMountainSounds.com website. Because it's Valentine's Day and because he did this, he's actually got it at 50% off. It's for Omnisphere and Keyscape. There's a library for Keyscape and Omnisphere and a library just for Omnisphere. I can show you that for a minute too. It's wonderful. It's really, really nice. These are really cool samples. Here, let's do it this way. I'll show you. I've made a couple patches just to get the saliva going. RMS, come down here. Rocky Mountain Sounds. These are the samples. Isn't that beautiful? And I have it all set up at the right volume and stuff. So when you combine it with, like, say, let's combine it with this harp here, load into a new Unify layer. This becomes like, oh, what'd you just do? And then you can play with the attack to soften out that. Lovely. So as you can see, these AGs, these are Afterglow bonus patches made by Jason for the library. So these are combinations of Harp plus Afterglow samples. Just have this lovely stuff in them. Some of the early ones, I love this one. Isn't that lovely? Beyond the Stars. So if you solo out the Afterglow element, and they're sampled at 96 kilohertz, which means as you take it down into the low frequency ranges, it still sounds really, really cool. The 96 kilohertz is going to give you more definition in the samples when they start playing slower. So all of these are bonus patches that you guys don't have if you have Harp right now. So on Valentine's Day, this will all be deposited as a free download. So there's Frost. Now I'm showing you right now Frost number 1. Check this out. There's 9 Frosts. So I'll call it patches. For each one of these, so that they're by themselves, so you can layer them and do cool things. Right? And then after you get through the 9 frost, there's 9 grain space, which has even more sonic playing going on in the sounds, and then rings. So, thank you, Jason. Thank you so much. This is a really, really cool. The vibe that it gives to the harp samples and stuff is just really wonderful to take that and then put something like harp plus sprinkles. It's like, you know, get out of town and leave your zip code at the door. Isn't that nice? So those are lovely. That's really, really, really cool stuff. I also have synthesizer to show you, and a little bit of technical tip stuff. I put it into the video description. In order to get this to work in newer computers, you have to bypass Apple's quarantine. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to actually make a separate video on that, I think. Still trying to decide how deep into doing tech videos I want to do, because it's really not my... I can do them all day long if I wanted to, but other people do that, and I don't need to do that, but I might. So, anyway, this is a library that's now at 241. It'll easily be over 250 patches, so over 75 bonus patches will be added to this. Let me show you what Matthias created. Matthias did some wonderful stuff. Let's see if we go over here to authors, to Matthias. He has some really beautiful pads. Just the vibe is just so cool. Low Jazz Field. So there's Harp. He's using the reverb from one of the MegaMagic harps with jazz guitar. Isn't that cool? Walk of Harp. Just begging to be built around. I mean, I could write songs around these all day long. Some really, really cool things like African Sunset. All you guys doing jazz fusion albums and stuff where you need really cool things to layer through piano. Take this. Let's see. Let's clear all this stuff. Let's say new empty layer. We could go to like piano tech. Just to show you how fun. I always like to show this because Mozart is right here. I might drop this down an octave so that we're at the same octaves and stuff like that. Turn it down a little bit. I mean, what do you want? Do you want a piano that sounds like this? Or a piano that sounds like this? You know, I mean, come on, let's have some fun. I just messed up my camera. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. Let's see. About right there. Bar. If you saw what was really going on here, see if I zoom all the way out, there's stuff above me, lights and all sorts of stuff to get the light vibe and all that kind of stuff. But I have, it's supposed to be a decent little tripod, but the funny thing about it, when I play keys, if I get carried away, it drops. It's not very solid in place. Why is this out of alignment? That it wasn't like that before. Anyway, so just a little bit. Okay. I feel like David Letterman. I should be just. So we have all this extra stuff going on. All right. Let's see. There. Now you don't see it. See? Back to picture perfect. So, what are you guys talking about? So anyway, Rocky Mountain Sounds. By the way, because I do need to do promotion for my own humble website, this video is sponsored by my website, pluginguru.com. And if we go there, and if I have this do the right thing, there is a 40% off Valentine's Day Love of Sound sale going on. So if you go to the products page, it will list all, there's like 90 libraries now. It's pretty epic how it's become. All these libraries are 40% off. So enjoy the savings. I'm going to let the sale go until one day after Valentine's Day. So, and remember, your girlfriend, your wife, your partner, your significant other, they love synthesizer patches. You know that. They just love them. It's their favorite thing in the world to get. It's like, forget dinner, forget chocolates, forget flowers. I need MegaMagic dreams, or else I'm going to divorce you. but I mean, it's 40% off. Get your loved ones some cool sounds. Play them some nice serenades. Sit them down, play them a nice song with some pretty sounds, and make them happy. Or get them some toxic sounds. I don't know. Whatever, wherever you're at, we have sounds to cover you. So there you go. And I thank you for your support in that regards. Nothing says love like a new synth library. Tim Dale, my friend, you, yes, from experience, we know. Okay, so other things in the Harp library. Let me see here. Let me pause this. I'm like watching a replay of myself, and it's very weird. Okay, so if you go up here and type bonus, you will see there's well more than 38 patches in the library. I can show you the Jason patches that he has done. Well, actually, his haven't all been tagged with bonus yet. I got work to do on that stuff. All of these are bonus patches with lovely elements added to them. And I showed you some of the Matthias patches. There's additionals. He has phrases that he has created, and I've been going through and like kind of producing them up and doing different alternative sounds of harps and so forth with these. So these are all MIDI file phrases you're welcome to use in anything. Isn't that cool? I'm using Leslie on this one. Page 3, you got Leslie speed. mean, you could do some fun stuff. Very cool lo-fi vibes, exactly. So if you're going to go over here to his library called Lo-Fi that you all should own if you have Unify, because it's just wonderful. Let's see here. If I turn this off for the library, there's actually a lo-fi kit that I created. Right? And if you wanted to use these and you have the Lo-Fi library, what you can do, let's do this. Let's hit C2 with the right click button and hit C to stop it. And let's take everybody of the Harp parts down an octave so that I can play here on the keyboard and get that. And then go up here to his basses. He's got incredible basses. Load this into a new Unify layer. Right click on the top note, the G8, and hit B3 so that right. Have fun. And I have all 12 patterns just like the other ones. So if you want, you could go here and choose to any of his phrases. This is one of those where he's doing a chord progression, so you have to remember not to change your right hand while you change the bass part. So. And if you're not sure if that's the right bass, all you have to do is part 4, open this up, open up the Unify layer and change to any bass patch. You could even go to any other library. We could go to Zebra 2 to basses. There you go. That's the power of Unify, is any patch is able to be called up and used inside of what you're working on. So really, really fun. So if we get back to the Harp library, all of these phrases that say MS bonus are bonus Matthew Sauer phrases. And some of these I've set up a drum groove that's muted so you can turn it on. Give you kind of a cool chill vibe. Start singing, writing, doing what you want with it. So it's really, really fun. I've made a whole bunch of bonus patches, of course. Like we started with White Bunny's Dreaming, which is fun for the... There's Dreamland Harp City, which is a cool split where we did this, I think, last week in the live stream, right? One finger in the left hand has 6 layers. With random LFOs. So, all sorts of bonus fun stuff coming for this library. Here's a Sonic Oasis. Right? Dancing my harp off, because you gotta... You could get a drum groove going, have all sorts of fun with that stuff, right? Even a bass. And so forth like that. So this is a... Okay, so it's going to be coming out, this update, on the 14th. Really excited. At the end of this live stream, I want to make a wave sequence using all these different afterglows and harps. We'll see if we have time to do that. Let's move on. I want to show you a new synthesizer plugin that's free, that's weird, and it's kind of early. I'm thinking he will probably do some updates to improve it. Now, when you try to get this to work, if you're on Mac OS, you're going to have a problem. It's going to pop up and say it won't load. The Apple quarantine kicks into effect. So I'm going to show you guys something that is available that bypasses Apple's quarantine, because not all developers are certified Apple developers. And so when somebody that's not a certified Apple developer, Apple doesn't know who they are. This can be more than just music plugins. There's other applications and so forth I've seen people create to try to share, and Apple stops them from working. So this is a thing that you can do inside. You have to use Terminal. So the plugin we're going to be looking at is down here. Where is he at? Rafael Radna. It's called Xenos. And it's using a unique form of Stochastic DSS synthesis. It can get into really weird territory. All based on different types of algorithmic mathematical, how these are used. It has scale limitations, so you can have it run through specific scales if you just want to be minor notes. And I started to make a little library with it, but there's something between this plugin and Unify that's causing Unify to crash. So we're looking into why something wrong. It takes very subtle I was getting some really interesting tones out of this, believe it or not. But it can go into some really weird, wacky places too, because of the way that this number of segments to the steps barrier within the pitch can work to do like frequency level modulation, audio rate. Right? So these different algorithms. Really cool stuff. But there's no tuning parameter, so you'll definitely want to go over here and say in new empty instrument layer. And then you can play around. Let's see, get this to non. Or pentatonic would probably be. Or diatonic. Where's diatonic? Oh, not octatonic. Quarter tone, probably. And it can load other scales in as well. Anyway, to get this to work, you're going to need to call up terminal. And there is a command that I've put into the video description of this video that you can run that gives you this ability to overdo Apple's quarantine. You have to put in your password. And after you've done that, then you can go over here to the plugin page. Operations, go to select plugin files to scan. You'll go to you can't look in here because I have secret stuff going on, but you'll find Xenos and double click and it can scan it to where Xenos works. Now, as you can see, it's got the little green with the barriers around it, which means that we're using our special, the ability of Unify to load something that's not Apple Silicon compatible into an Apple Silicon application. I'm running Unify right now in Apple Silicon mode so that it still loads. But anyway, it can make, if we can hopefully figure this out, I can get a little small library. It's a free plugin. Let's see, I can show you the GitHub to get this. It's on the Rafali Rednos Red GitHub right here. Let's see here. Copy. I'll put this into the, and let me see here. I don't think I put that into, oh, I did. Okay. Xenos, there is in the video chat description a little bit of information about where to find this page. And then you can get the Xenos/releases. If you just go to Xenos, it's the full GitHub with all the information down here. But at the bottom, it will say pre-built binaries. Go to GitHub, and then here you have your Windows and your Mac versions. Hopefully, he will update this. It's interesting. I like this kind of stuff that has the ability to go outside of our normal ways of thinking about synthesis. But it needs a little bit more of tuning and transposing parameters so that you can shift and tune the whole thing globally, because it's a lot of work to get it to be in tune. There's times where you just give up and go, I can't make this be in tune. But it does do some cool. All sorts of cool noises and it can go some crazy places for sure. And you might go, now, how in the world would you use that for anything musical? I can just, you know, I see in the comments, you guys talking about cats and stuff like that. So let me show you an example, just playing around. Let's say we go to the master effects. Let's call up our master optimizer. And I'm just going to go over here just for going something kind of fun. And dynamics, I think I have a gate in here, right? Oh, that's mono, so we don't use that. And let's put like a really cool modulation of the chorus. And then you would assign knobs so that you could have it go from broken. If you've ever listened to any alternate, you know, Boards of Canada, stuff like that. Or you hear in films that have big. Tools like this is what you can use to do that. Like, for example, let's say that we had segments and width on a knob. So let's go over here to our knobs. Let's do it on the mod wheel so we can play around with it. So we'll go linked parameters, full range. Let's find width, pitch width, and then segments. Go over here, univap. Not the envelopes, but steps. Pitch step, amp steps. Do something like that, and then let's layer it with something a little bit more straight ahead, and you'll see what I mean. This is when you start getting into fun sound design places. So if we go clear, turn off bonus, we just want to go to, like, say, some sort of cool pad. Let's go for something kind of dark, like, where's the violins in the rain? Pad. Violin rain octaves, load that into a new Unify layer, and doing film and stuff, this is awesome stuff. You know, you're trying to imagine emotion on the screen and stuff, so you can get into some really fun places with these types of sounds. Then take it even further, go over here, let's put a pump house on this and get it to have a cool rhythmic tension thing going. have the BBC core station give us some like strings doing some sort of a cool business. So go BPM string 4 oct. Let's do not frenzy, but like 16th steady adventure. It's going to take it a minute to load the strings, of course, but and again, because of the way Spitfire Audio does their strings, you need to go over and immediately shift this about 60 milliseconds earlier. Find where it's going to work. And then put something like Xenos into this. Having it fall apart like that while you have other stuff going on and drums and stuff. Anyway, I've worked in situations where it sounds like that and exploring places like that. You're recording to audio all the time and you come with a happy accident and then that becomes something you can use in the piece you're working on. Xenos is a place to get to sounds like that are kind of weird. So check it out if you want. If you don't, it's okay. It's definitely, this is kind of like what I consider a wild horse that doesn't have much control yet. So hopefully we can get some tools to have. Daniela, I could use Clang Falter. That's one of our tools. I'm showing a new plugin, and I'm showing it in the context of rhythmic things from other libraries and from using Pump House. The whole thing could go through it. But that's a whole different other discussion to include convolution reverb. It's just I like all sorts of things. So yeah, let's go back to Harp. Please do it with the synth. Okay, I will do that for you for a second. So, if we were to put a Clang Falter at the end of this and use, I have some ambiances that are noise based. That'd be fun. So if we were to, let's see here. Why are you doing it this way? So show browser. Standard library, noise verb. I would probably look for something like the soda bubbles or something like that. Maybe a low cut. So yeah, you could use Clang Falter in all sorts of different ways. I took all sorts of these cool hits. If you want to see something really fun with Clang Falter, that's a whole different category. You can do drum hits with these. If you guys want to have fun, check this out. Here's a free tip. Let's go standard library. Choose a drum groove. Right? Let's say, since this is a single track, we could go right here, go to reverb, Clang Falter. Clang Falter is convolution reverb, which means you can use anything as a reverb sound source. So as you go down here through the list, you'll see that there's all these synths and basses and cold planets. Put this under drum groove. Orchestra hits. And the stretch changes the tuning of the orchestra hit. so you can hear a little bit about what it's doing. And if you want to make it even more interesting, go over here and put yourself a little pump house after the effect, and give yourself a... Right? So there's all sorts of ways to play with convolution reverb on anything and everything. So there you go, Daniela. Yeah, you could totally do art of noise kind of things with convolution reverb and orchestra hit band hits. They were just using band hits at the time in a rhythmic example to use, but yeah, there's all sorts of ways to do things like that. So yeah. Again, there's all sorts of hits. And like, for example, I have a folder with tons of hits, so I could go over here. You could also use presets. Go to the numbered presets, say like 4 down. Slow it down. Give yourself different rhythms. Now the orchestra hit doesn't change, but the sound underneath it does. So if you wanted to, you could do something really crazy. Let's see if we can get something like this to work. Let's see, how are we in tuning? So we're not tuned, so let's go. All the time you can call up an empty sine wave just to reference. To make sure that you're in the right tune and stuff like that if you need. Very handy. Then we could go to here to BPM bass. If we wanted to, we're in MegaMagic Harp. I don't have any basses here, but if we could go to the standard library, or let's go to Zebra, call up a BPM art bass. Go over here to Unify layer. Right? So you could go crazy. Go to bass. Right? So all sorts of fun places to play. Do you guys want this patch? I'll give you like a simplified version without Zebra of just the using Clang Falter and Pump House. Let's save this to the user library. BPM. What is this? More like synthy. BPM synth. Clang. Clang flute. Save as made during the 211 live stream. Save as save. And this is something everybody can play because it's using a sound from the Unify standard library. So we can go over your user library. Where did I put it? That was BPM synth playing flute. Oh, I've still got Unify layer on. If you want, check this out. If you want to get really crazy, I mean, I'm always saying if you want to get crazy, right? But if you wanted to like take this farther, duplicate it, and then like either take it down an octave. We hold down Option and get the volume to be. And duplicate it again. So you can do all sorts of crazy things with this. Change the sound in it. Hello, vendor. Welcome to the stream. We're having fun making synthesizer patches. That's what we do with this live stream. And look at new plugins and stuff like that. So reveal in the Finder, compress it, and I will give this to you guys. Let me put this into the folder here. I just got the open folder running so I can just copy and do this all day long. Here you go. And second patch made, let's see. Clang flute patch. Download it here. Let's see, we called it BPM synth playing flute. I'm putting it into the video description so you guys can see it there and reference it in the future if you need. So there you go. That is there for you guys to play with. Now, I'm going to make something that is not going to be able to be given to you today, next, but will be coming with this, with MegaMagic Harp, the bonus library that we'll be releasing. Oh, by the way, I also wanted to point out that if you do get the Rocky Mountain Sound Afterglow, I should show you that inside of the libraries that it works with. So inside of Omnisphere, go to favorites. We've got Omnisphere right here. We can go over here to libraries and Rocky Mountain Sound. There's two versions. There's Afterglow Light, which is just for Omnisphere. And then there's Omnisphere 2-Keyscape, which means that he's combined these really cool Afterglow samples with like the Celeste, so that or with the Chimatron, or even the pianos. So he's got like the JD 800. Talk about dated piano sounds, right? And it's got the afterglow in the elements for all these patches. There's 110 of these. Right? All sorts of different things. But this requires Keyscape to work. The other library that's right here called Afterglow Light requires only Omnisphere. To work. And they've been unified because Jason is a awesome partner for us. And so we have both the Keyscape Afterglow library here. And a lot of people still go, well, why do people unify libraries? Why? You have it in the plugin already, right? Well, the reason is this, because I can change this to Unify layer now, and I could go to any patch, other patch in this library. I could say the JD800, click that and add it. I'm loading existing patches. And then I can open up this Unify layer and go, maybe I want to go to another library. Maybe I want to go to Spitfire Labs and I want to add cello moods. Any patch for any plugin that's saved in Unify format is able to be loaded into existing patches. So you can get yourself into really big trouble and make really cool sounds in seconds. So I can say, here's a pad from Diva. Combined with that, and then I could go to another library. I could go to Dreamstate, which has these really cool sounds from Novum. And let's load Easter Island. To combine. So if a library has been unified, then it becomes part of this pool ready for you to use. You don't have to save them as a patch. We did it for you already. So yeah, Daniello, I don't think we're going to do anything else to add more information to Klangfalter. It is what it is. Okay. Anyway, so that's kind of the benefit. Just found you find. Oh, thank you, GP. So glad to hear that. Yeah, Unify is kind of a unique thing. It's kind of my dream plugin because the long story short is I wanted to make something that could have some sort of an impact. And making an analog synthesizer today, you're late. You're too late to the game. And there's so many plugins that are so great. Even things like Vital are available for free. So the idea was to find something that would let you play with all of these plugins that we own in unique, cool, special ways. I do things in Unify. You can do things in Unify you can't do anywhere else, and you can do it in seconds. So it's really, really powerful. If you don't have this, I highly recommend getting Labs from Spitfire Audio. It's free. There's like 40, 45, 50, I don't know how many libraries they have. All of these libraries are available and immediately able to be loaded up. So you can go like, let's do something more normal. Let's say like the Moon guitar. Let's start with that. This is just playing with Labs for a minute, okay? So here's... right? And then we could go to like soft piano, which is one of their famous sounds that's part of here. Go Unify layer down here. Then just find soft piano. There it is. And now... and then we can go, oh, we want some strings, and they have some pretty strings. So we can do a search and say strings, and that would limit this a little bit. Now, the Z patches are special in that Plugin Guru customers have made, we now have the Y series. If you guys want to make patches, Y is for 2023. So any patches I get for Labs will go into the library as a Y patch for 2023. Here's WoW strings. We could add that. So all of a sudden we have this like, wait, what the heck? So the WoW strings, that's it by itself. Here's the soft piano. Right? And then the Moon guitar. Now, normally you use those on 3 tracks and you play them, and it takes a lot of work to get all 3 of them to work. Inside of Unify is just clicking 3 patches, and that's all I've done. And it's super fun. So if you don't have Labs, it's free. You need to use the Spitfire app. So you get the Spitfire app. You log in. They have a separate little page over here called Labs. And you just start clicking install. Like I've already installed this. For some reason, it doesn't see that I've installed it. But all of these libraries are free libraries. So if you get all of them, then you can go through and load up all of these patches that we've created that go to all sorts of, I mean, here, let's go just normal load. Here's Talking to Heaven, where it's... Thank you. You know, start writing your song. You've got all these beautiful... As you can see, this is loading up multiple patches from multiple libraries. So as you go through this, it's immediately loading. Start writing away. There's hundreds and hundreds of bonus patches. We've done all sorts of fun things. The BPM splits are really fun for... Right? So... Yes. Okay. So any questions? We're just about to the end of today's live stream. Let's combine that with Harp, see what we get. Let's go down here to the harps, maybe to the Berlin Studio harp. Now, if you don't change the mode, you can just right-click a patch and say load into Unify. And to get that to work a little bit better, let's get this to be a little bit even more frozen by putting a clang falter. Since Danielle's yelling at me because I haven't used clang falter, so let's go over here and go over here to ambiverb. Let's use bubbles. Where's air bubbles? I love the air bubbles. And then let's make it even better. Water verb makes everything better. And there's a lot of mid-frequency buildup. I have a plugin I really have been enjoying use from Oik Sound Soothe. This does a really good job of analyzing frequencies and anything that's peaking, it will minimize it. So you could actually use this just to like maybe go to one of the mastering patches. Let's mud on the master and then crank this up and see how it's suppressing all of that. Just smooth it out. Here's without it. Here's with it. Just does a nice job of soothing out certain things that get to be strong. Find a different patch. Right? So I was going to make a patch. Let's do a 10-minute make a patch. I was going to make a wave sequence patch with you guys, right? Now, to do a wave sequence patch, we're going to need to have a MIDI effect layer. And let's make this simple. Let's just say we want to have MIDI box for the trigger. And I'm just going to choose a simple patch from the standard library, MIDI files. I actually, for this type of stuff, I like to use the simple, where are they at? Single drum parts, like maybe an 8th note. Now I need to connect this. So it's now playing 8th notes, right? Let's say I want to have, let's say, the MegaMagic Harp piano as a layer. And I want to have fretted friend steel as a layer. And then maybe the sprinkles as a layer. And it's going to cycle between these. So let's say 1, 2, 3, and then hit this into a new layer. And then we have to go over here to MIDI channels and change these MIDI channels 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to connect all of these up to MIDI effect 1. So right now, it's only playing the first one because they're now on specific MIDI channels. If I had them all on Omni like this, let's say all just for a second so you can hear, this would play all 4 of them. Let's get this to be plurky. It's not plucky enough yet. So I'm going to actually do a thing where I'm going to go over here. I'm going to say replace with just layer 1 and tell this to be back to MIDI channel 1. Let's see here. Find our sample start we want. And I'm going to randomize it. Give a little bit of a snappy transient from the LFO being used as an envelope. I just want to make sure it can stand on its own when it comes to its part to play, so I soloed it for a minute. Now I'm going to change all these to be MIDI channel 1, MIDI channel 2, MIDI channel 3, MIDI channel 4, and then the magic sauce happens right here by adding polybox. And we say polybox pool size is 4. That means 4 MIDI channels. And I want it to be chords with automatic resetting, which means when I take my hands off and start, it starts again at the beginning. And that's playing each 4th. So think of it this way. If you're new to this, but you're familiar with wave sequencing is saying, here's this list of waveforms. And I want you to sequentially play from this waveform to this waveform to this waveform. Well, in Unify, we treat each layer as one of those indexes on the list. So you can make it now if I go to MIDI box and I choose a different MIDI file, the velocity information, the timing information, that all goes into what's happening. And if you want, instead of this, you could use, let's go over here to Blue Harp. And to configure this, let's do this. Let's keep it at 16th notes. I'm going to step type. I'm going to turn off every other one that makes it an 8th note pattern. until I want it to be 16th notes. And instead of norm, I'm going to say chord for each one that's on. So that way it's playing just like MIDI box. Same. But now I can start adding extra little incidentals. Now, there's two ways to approach this. You can go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm playing 10 events. So if I wanted to, I could say, here we are at MIDI channel 4. Let's say make 7 more. But we don't need number 11 MIDI channel, but to 10 and make sure that we don't have duplicates, right? So then we go up here to Polybox and we'd say 10 for the pool. And now it's cycling with the same number of events as what I have in the pattern. And now I need to go to each one of these layers now. Let's choose something from another library, like standard library. Let's say something from MegaMagic. Hits this, I want it to go through a huge reverb. So let's go over here to reverb. Let's say like M-verb. No dampening. So this one splash now. This is so much more powerful than just standard wave sequencing because each layer can be any synthesizer. I could go to like this one here. Instead of this, I want this to use Vital. And I want it to be, we're working on a really cool library that's going to come out probably in March. We've been working hard on getting all the knob assignments and stuff like that, but it's insanely cool. So you see what you can do. This is, of course, at this point, I've lost the ability to make this like a factory bonus patch, but did you solve the problem, John, that I can buy Unify and give it to someone as a gift? It's not a problem. Just write to us and we will send you an invoice, Daniela, and then we can give whoever email address wise Unify. It's never been a problem. I've gifted to birthdays for people, all sorts of things all the time. It's not a problem. Let's see what other questions we've got. I want to see the visual feedback. Let's see. I would like to do that. Okay. I mean, my website doesn't have a send as a gift option on it. You need to hit the contact write an email to Unify support@pluginguru.com, and we're happy to accommodate. I've helped many people send Unify as a gift to many other people. So yeah. So just send us an email, Daniela, and we will help. Creating bug has yeah, well, I'm always creating. It's my job, just I'm that much farther away from, cancer biopsies and stuff like that. So I'm feeling happier. So anyway, MegaMagic Harp. So much fun stuff in here. I'm going to make a handful of wave sequences off screen for the library. I won't talk about the next library yet, but we're working on something really cool with synth waveforms. Also, I will show you something just as a quick sneak peek for the 64 crazy of you that are still here. Check this out. I have been buying unique instruments. This is a really, really cool parlor guitar. I can't play, but I can sample the daylights out of it. So that's Elvis. This is a guitar lily. It's a ukulele, but it has 6 strings. So I'm working on a library that will contain not only those 2, but also my new favorite. It's a cigar box guitar. This is a legitimate Cuban cigar box. It sounds really, really cool for the bluesy of you. But this is for a future library later this year. Wonderful stuff. So I've been working on some getting new toys. And that's just, I don't know if Garrison and Rochelle, they live here in Portland. I bought something from them that is really, really, really special that I'm sampling. So yeah, there's all sorts of things in the works. So Harp is where we are now, but between synths and Vital, and I have some crazy libraries for Diva coming. Good stuff. So thanks for joining. Let's do our shout out. It's that time at the end of each live stream. Smoking is bad for you. I was looking for a harp guitar. There's actually someone that had one for sale here in the Portland area, and I sent them an email and they never wrote back. So it just wasn't meant to be. But it's a guitar harp. It had like 12 strings and it had like a harp shape. It was the coolest thing. I was like, I want that. But it not meant to be. Anyway, shout outs from Portland, Oregon. I love it. Hey, Colorado, good to see you. Good to see you, Mark, in Golden, Colorado. Cool. Keith in the UK. And again, yeah, thank you, Taylor, for being and joining. If you guys have questions, feel free to send an email to us at unifysupport@pluginguru.com. Oh my gosh, Daniela, really? Wow. Okay, well, send us an email and let me know how we can make that happen. I would love to record it for the library. Be really cool to have it. Kasaka-san, arigatou gozaimashita. Domo, arigatou gozaimashita. Domo. Shout out from Germany. Cool, good. Good to see you all. Rob in the Netherlands, good to see you. Sacramento Vendor, good to see you. Quebec, around the world. Lots of good stuff going on. Okay, thank you all for joining us. We will see you in another live stream in another week. Who knows what we'll talk about? We'll find something, I'm sure, because there's always something to talk about. So, all right, take care of yourselves. Have a very creative week. Don't forget, pluginguru.com. We've got 40% off the libraries, so you can buy your loved ones some synthesizer patches for Halloween, for Valentine's Day, because that will earn you brownie points. I guarantee you, big brownie points. Okay,